How are you today, and how prepared are you for today's market? How prepared are you? What pairs are you considering trading today? I'd like to know the pairs you're considering trading today. Just drop it in the comment section so that we could look at it together. I feel so excited to have you in today's session. How has been the week? How hope it's been profitable. I haven't executed much trade this week, and that's because of FOMC news. I'm waiting for FOMC news to be released before I would execute trades. Okay, so I haven't executed much. I've only taken trades on GBP, JPY, Euro, Aussie, and I have a trade on Australian dollar, USD, and Euro at the moment. And I'm hoping that it goes in my direction. I'm hoping that it will favor me. Technically, AUD USD is bullish, Euro Aussie is bearish. Okay, so let's go straight to business. Let's start with Australian dollar USD. I have a trade on Australian dollar USD. I bought Australian dollar USD yesterday after the formation of this armor. After the formation of this armor, I bought Australian dollar USD. So after the formation of the armor, let's go down. I think a fair value gap was created on. Let's go to 1 hour. So you can see here we had, let's say 15 minutes. So a fair value gap was created. Okay, fair value gap here. Can you see we had a fair value gap here? This was a fair value gap that was created after the hammer, and it's possible that price will pull back, fill that gap. It's very possible. That's why I had to set my stop loss several pips below that gap. You can see my stop loss is several pips below that gap. I also set it at this level because of FOMC. Okay, normally my stop loss is supposed to be, let's say, 10 pips below the low of this hammer, but because of FOMC news that will be released today, I had to set it several pips below the low of this candle. After FOMC is released, if the market or price goes in my direction, probably if a candle, the 4-hour candle closes above this high, then I'll consider adjusting my stop loss. But right now, I can't adjust my stop loss until 4-hour candle closes above this high or this high. Okay, if a 4-hour candle closes above this high, I can now move my stop loss to this level. I hope that is clear. So on Australian dollar USD, I am still very bullish on Australian dollar USD. Good morning, Jeremiah. Good morning, Mr. Eze. Good morning, Mr. Ifeanyi. If you're on this call, drop a message. Drop a message. I would like to recognize you. If there's any pair you want us to analyze together, drop it in the comment section. If you have any question on risk management, trading plan, strategy, just drop it in the comment section. Okay, so let's move to the next pair. Euro USD. My buyers also on Euro USD. You can see that the pattern we have on Euro USD is similar to what we have on Australian dollar USD. Okay, yesterday candle closed as an hammer, a bearish hammer, and when a bearish hammer forms, you're advised to wait for the next candle to close. We need more confirmation. We need to be sure that we have buyers in the market. So when you have a bearish hammer, you wait for the next candle to close bullish. So if today's candlestick closes bullish, we can buy Euro USD tomorrow if today's candle closes bullish. And you could also see that the hammer formed at a previous support, I think. Yeah, can you see the hammer yesterday? It formed at a previous support level. This is a support zone. Can you see that? It formed at a previous support zone. Okay, so what's playing out now? Let's go down to lower time frame. Maybe price is trying to fill a fair value gap that was created after the formation of this hammer. But let's confirm that on lower time frame. Let's go to 1 hour time frame. I hope you guys can hear me. Am I audible? Am I audible? So let's go down to 4 hour. Okay, then let's go down to, now if you look at 4 hour time frame, you would see that the high of this candle wasn't broken. Can you see that? The high of this candle wasn't broken. This tells me that there are still more sellers in the market. Okay, this tells me that there are still more sellers in the market, and you can see what is playing out. You can see that they've tested that level several times. They've tested that level several times. Can you see that? Okay, can you see they've tested that level several times? You can see that. If a candle had closed above the high of this candle, if a candle had closed above this high, I would have that would have confirmed buy. Okay, that would have confirmed buy. But the fact that a candle didn't close this high confirms there are still sellers in the markets. Okay, so that's it. So let's go down to 1 hour. Let's see. Probably price just wants to go fill a fair value gap before it's pushed up. Let's go to 1 hour. Let's go to 1 hour and see. Okay, so on 1 hour, no fair value. Okay, let's go to 15 minutes. Let's see on 15 minutes. Do we have a fair value gap on 15 minutes? On 15 minutes too, there is no fair value gap here on 15 minutes. Okay, there is no fair value gap here on 15 minutes. So we could just work with this other block. Okay, we could just work with this other block. Okay, we could just work with this other block. So this block here. Okay, we could just work with this other block. So probably price wants to come and fill this. Okay, maybe it's coming to this other block. Okay, so that's my take on what's it called, on if a bullish reversal pattern forms inside this block, then we'll consider buying. We could consider buying. If the low of that other block is broken, then we should expect more bearish move on Euro USD. I hope that is clear. If the low of this candle is broken, we should expect more bearish move on Euro USD. If a bullish reversal pattern forms inside this zone, then we could look for a buy opportunity on Euro USD. I hope that is clear. And like I did advise, that you should avoid USD pairs. Avoid USD until FOMC news is released. Okay, if you want to trade USD pair before FOMC news is released, you should be very conservative. Like I have a trade on Australian dollar USD, my stop loss is about 50 pips, and I'm hoping before the news is released, the market deliver 50 pips. Okay, if it deliver 50 pips, I would close the trade FOMC news is released. If I can be in profit of 50 pips before the news is released, I would close the trade. Okay, but if I'm not in profit before the news is released, I'll leave the trade run. Okay, I will leave the trade open. So it's either stop loss or take profit. Okay, so that's my take on Euro USD. At the moment, as you can see, Euro USD is bearish. You cannot buy. You cannot buy. You can only buy. So if we apply Fibonacci on this 15 minutes time frame, we could also see that price is currently, sorry, as you can see, price at a discount level now. Okay, price at discount level. So all we need to wait for is for a bullish reversal pattern to at a discount level. Okay, that's what we need to wait for. Price discount now. We have to wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form before we buy. I hope you get that. Okay, I hope you get that. Now, if we go down to, let's see, 5 minutes, 1 minute, it's possible there is a fair value gap. Let's just go down to lower time frame. Let's see 5 minutes. So you can see on 5 minutes, we had a fair value gap here. So it could be that price just want to come and fill this fair value gap before it pushes up. Okay, so you can see where price is now, very close to that fair value gap. Okay, so if it fills that gap and a bullish reversal pattern forms inside that gap, then you can consider buying Euro USD. I hope you get that. You can consider buying Euro USD. If you are buying, you could aim for a premium level. Okay, your target should be around this area. Okay, so that's my take on Euro USD. Okay, gold and Mr. Ashon, good morning. Mr. Ashon says we should look at gold, and Ifeanyi says we should look at Euro Aussie. Okay, let's Euro Aussie. I am bearish on Euro Aussie. I am bearish on Euro Aussie. I have a trade on Euro Aussie. I am bearish. So what we have on Euro Aussie is still very bearish. You can't buy Euro Aussie with the current setup. Okay, you can't buy Euro Aussie with the current setup. Technically, you can see on let's start with the daily. Let's start with the daily. So on the daily, you would see we had a fair value gap here that was created on the daily time frame. So I believe price pulled back to fill that gap. That has been achieved. You can see that gap has been filled. So there's a high probability for Euro Aussie to go bearish. That gap has been filled. Now, after the close of yesterday candle, let's see the pattern that we had on 4-hour time frame. If we are able to identify a bearish pattern on 4-hour time frame, that tells us that sellers are showing up in the market and there's a high probability that price will go down. Okay, so let's go down to 4-hour time frame. So you can see the pattern we had on 4-hour time frame yesterday. This is a bearish pattern. You can see it's a bearish pattern. Also, you will notice here that I think price tested this previous resistance level. You can see, right? You can see price tested this previous resistance level, and there was a strong rejection from that level, and also we had a gap, a fair value gap that was filled. So what we have now on Euro Aussie, technically Euro Aussie is bullish. The only thing that will make Euro Aussie go bullish is if a major news is released for Euro and the news favors Euro. That is the only thing that make Euro go bullish. And I'm sure there is no news today. There's no news for Euro today, right? No news for Euro today. Okay, no news for Euro. The news that was released for Great Britain pounds was negative, right? It was negative. A news CPI was released for GBP this morning. It's negative. Okay, so there's no major news for Euro that would make Euro go bullish. So technically, it is bearish. Now, what's played out here after the formation of these candles yesterday? If you go down to 15 minutes, I believe, or 1 hour, I believe a fair value gap was created on 1 hour or 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so with fair value gap here, this was a fair value gap. Can you see this gap that was created? Right, this was a fair value gap. That gap has been filled. You can see it has been filled. Even price closed above that gap, tested this previous resistance. I believe the reason price closed above the gap was to clear liquidity. You can see at this area, stop loss at this area. That was why price broke out from this fair value gap. And right now, it is trading below that fair value gap. That's a confirmation that shares are in control at the moment. There's a high probability that Euro also would go bearish, and our first will be this area of liquidity. The next draw on liquidity will be at this level. Okay, so Euro Aussie, we have a good setup on Euro Aussie to sell. It's a good setup on Euro Aussie. Taking this trade, set your stop loss. Let me see if you are, the risk is a bit high. Stop loss, your stop loss should be above this level. Let's say 10 pips above this level. That is 6690. That's about 63 pips. That risk is very high. If you want to trade, you have to reduce your lot size. Ensure you reduce your lot size. I hope that is clear. So let's move to the next instrument. That will be gold. Gold. Okay, let's look at gold. Let's look at gold. Okay, gold, my bias for gold based on price action is bullish. Let me start with the daily. So we had this candlestick, this last candlestick that formed. This last candlestick that formed. before this spinning top. The low of this last candle that formed before the spinning top, you can see price has tested that level several times, and there has been a lot of rejection from that level. Can you see that? There has been a lot of rejection from that level. So if today's candle breaks this low, then we could go bearish on gold. We could bearish on gold if today's candle closes below the low of this candle. Okay, so we had a support here. This was Monday candle. After the close of the Monday candle, a support was formed, and price is expected to break that support before we consider going bearish. We cannot go bearish with the setup we have now, because after yesterday candle, let's see what we had on 4 hour. Okay, see what we had on 4 hour. You can see what out price tested this support, and there was a strong rejection from that level. So let's go to 4 hour, the pattern we had on 4 hour. So you can see the pattern we had on 4 hour yesterday. This is a bullish reversal pattern, right? Had an hammer tested this previous support, I think. Yeah, you can see this hammer that formed here tested this support, and there was a strong rejection from that level. Then the next candle that closed as an inverted hammer. You can see it closed as an inverted hammer, and the next candle that closed as a bullish candle. This is a bullish reversal pattern. This pattern is a bullish reversal pattern. Now, after the formation of this pattern on 4 hour, I'm sure a fair value gap was created, and most likely price is trying to go fill that gap. But let's go down to lower time frame to confirm. Okay, so let's go to 15 minutes. So on 15 minutes, can we identify a fair value gap here? Okay, so we had a fair value gap here. I'm sure a fair value gap was created. Had a fair value gap here. Oh, no. Okay, this was a fair value gap. A fair value gap was created, though that got filled yesterday. You can see it. So it is likely price is likely to pull back to that. Okay, it's likely price wants to come fill that gap before it goes bullish. So if price drops to this zone, a bullish reversal pattern forms in that zone, then we could go bullish on gold. Okay, what I see on gold right now is buy and not a sell. Okay, the only thing that will make gold sell will be maybe if FOMC favors the dollar. If FOMC favors the dollar, then gold is likely going to go bearish. But right now, gold is bullish. Gold is bullish. Would only go bearish if price breaks that support I showed you guys on the daily. Support is broken. That should be below 2152.98. That is when we'll consider going bearish on gold. I hope that is clear. Best time frame to execute a trade. It depends on time frame that suits your personality. I personally use 15 minutes, 1 hour time frame. Okay, so it depends on the time frame that suits your personality. What type of trader are you? Are you a scalper? Are you a day trader? Are you a swing trader? Are you a position trader? Okay, so it depends on time frame that suits your personality. I use 15 minutes. I use 1 hour. I work with at least three time frames. I have the higher time frame, medium time frame, and the lower time frame. The higher time frame and the lower and the medium time frame is for defining the trend of the market, okay? And the lower time frame, which is 1 time frame, is for execution. So first I look at, if I'm working with the weekly, daily, I look at the weekly, the pattern, the candlestick pattern on the weekly time frame to define the trend of the week. Then I go down to daily, and the daily pattern also aligns with the weekly pattern. The trend on the higher time frame must align with the trend, or the trend on the medium time frame trend must align with the higher time frame trend. Okay, they look for my entries on I'll look for my entries on 1 hour or 15 minutes time frame. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. For example, if you have a shooting star pattern on the daily time frame, you need to go down to, let's say, 15 minutes, identify the fair value gap that was created after the formation of the shooting star, wait for price to pull back fill that fair value gap on 15 minutes time frame, because you will not see the fair value gap on 1 hour time frame or 4 hour time frame. To go down to 15 minutes, wait for price to pull back to fill the fair value gap before you. I hope that is clear. Any other question? I think we've looked at all the pairs. Which other pairs? Which other pairs? We've looked at gold, we've looked at euro also, we've looked at GBP USD, we've looked at euro USD, we've looked at which other pair, which other pair. Okay, let's look at the JPY pairs. I think the JPY pairs crash soon. I believe the JPY pairs will crash soon, but we need to wait for a good setup on JPY pairs. I think tomorrow I'll be trading JPY pairs. I'm expecting JPY pairs to crash soon. Okay, liquidity has been cleared at this point. Liquidity has been cleared. Okay, let's go back also. Liquidity also has been cleared at this point. You can see where price is now. They've cleared liquidity at this point. So the candlestick pattern that forms today, how today candle closes will determine the direction for tomorrow's market. They've cleared liquidity and they've also cleared liquidity here. So if today's candle closes as a shooting star, or it closes as it cannot close as a doji, let's say shooting star, inverted armor, no, shooting star, sorry, shooting star, maybe engulf, it can be engulfing. It's likely going to close as maybe a shooting star. If it closes as a shooting star, then we should look for sell tomorrow. I will be looking for sell on Euro JPY. Same applies on GBP JPY, USD JPY. Okay, they are positively correlated. So let's take on Euro JPY pairs. Let's see what we have on 4 hour at the moment. So you can see, okay, this is not a valid bearish reversal pattern. This is not a valid bearish reversal pattern. Okay, so we'll wait for a valid bearish reversal pattern to form before we sell. We can't jump in with what we have on 4 hour time frame. Though on 1 hour time frame, we have a pattern here. But the daily and the 4 hour time frame is what will determine best time to execute the trade, not 1 hour time frame. I don't use the day and 4 hour. Must tell me that it's to sell. I must see a bearish reversal pattern on those two time frame before I bearish. I hope that is clear. Any question? Any question? Any question? Is there any other pair you want us to look at? Let me. USD card should be bearish. Okay, I'm expecting a bearish move on USD card. If fair value gap was created yesterday, so could it be that price want to fill this gap before it goes bearish? Okay, so if a bearish reversal pattern forms inside this gap, okay, you might want to consider selling USD card. Okay, but if price breaks this high, then we should expect more bullish move on USD card if this high is broken. Okay, but if a bearish reversal pattern forms inside this zone, we could consider selling USD. I hope that is clear. If you have any question, any pair you want us to analyze together, please, today is FOMC. Okay, there will be a lot of stop hunting today, a lot of manipulation, and that's why I advise you should avoid trading the USD. Okay, if you have a good setup on JPY or Euro Aussie, Australian dollar, or those cross currency pairs or minor currency pairs, please, you should trade those pairs and just ignore, avoid USD pairs until FOMC is clear. And if you insist on trading them, ensure you're very conservative. Okay, when you are in profit, you keep adjusting your risk, keep reducing your risk on the trade. Your high has to be on the charts if you want to trade USD pairs before the news is released. Okay, any other question? Any other question? Do you have any other question? A question? How is the network at your end? For the past few days now, the network has really been poor at my end. Been switching from one network to the other. How is it at your end? How is the network at your end? Do you have any question? Please, if this is your first time of participating in this live stream, ensure you subscribe to the channel. And if you're really getting value from this stream, please ensure you like this stream and also share the link with your friends, okay, colleagues, okay, that are interested in learning how to trade forex. Please share the link with them. Yeah, MTN has really been acting up the past few days. So if there are no questions, I would have to end this session. Okay. So I wish you guys a profitable trading day. We'll meet tomorrow. I believe after FOMC is released, we would have a good setup. So we'll meet tomorrow by 10 a.m. Okay. I'll be sharing the good setup that we'll be having or that might show up or that we might have today that we can trade tomorrow. Okay. So at the end of the day, we'll be able to know which of the pairs we'll be trading tomorrow, and I will be sharing that with you guys by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Do have a wonderful day.